Welcome back, everybody, to another Chit Chat Thursdays with your favorite uncles, Nady and Andrew. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this Thursday with your favorite uncles. Enjoy this episode. Alright, today we're going to be talking about paints.
Paints. Alright, I can do that.
Miniature painting, because you confused the hell out of me. Because I was Google searching miniature paints, and you said Reaper paints suck? Because they have a bunch of these kits for like core painting, layering painting, and all that.
Yeah, I bought one. And it's just like, when you get your paints, you want them to have a certain amount of, what's the right word?
Thickness?
You want good coverage. You want good coverage when you use your paints. You'll inevitably have to thin your paints as you paint because your paint's always too thick. But Reaper, I don't know. Maybe I need to mix it better because they come in dropper bottles.
Yeah.
And there's no agitators in them. So
The hell's an agitator?
it's just like a little steel ball inside the bottle, so it helps shake the paint better. Because paints separate as they sit.
Yeah.
You know, you're not getting a brand new one off the line. You know, they've been in their warehouse for who knows how long.
Yeah.
But I have one of the Reaper sets, and only like one of the paints was actually like worth a damn. The rest of them just suck dick.
What brand do you use normally?
I mean, I have Games Workshop paints, Citadel, but that's just because like it's where I started. Is like it's what I have the most of. And most game stores have it. And then Army Painters are close second. They're not as good, but they're cheaper, and most of them work pretty good.
What the Vallejo stuff?
Vallejo?
Yeah.
It's like a lot of people will swear by it as the best paint brand, and they're not bad. It does have the best white out of every brand I've used.
What brand do you use for War Machine though?
Same. I still use Games Workshop paints.
Oh, you still use Citadel?
Yeah, I have one of the War Machine paint brand. It's called P3, but they also haven't made it in years.
Yeah, I tried looking up like bundles and they don't have them. You have to buy them individually.
Yeah,
which is I don't.
And
like
with them changing hands to Steamforge, I'm not sure how their paint it's available very easily. I'm sure like Amazon has it and everything, but like overall, it's not in production as far as we know.
You talked about a bunch of mixing. I'm assuming that's just mixing to make new colors.
Yeah.
You said
there was two sets, the Pro Acryl and the Scale 75 set kits. Like they don't come with purple, but they have red and blue. So Pro Acryl is purple, but like you can mix the red and blue and it'll mix well.
Oh.
It depends on how many pigments it takes to create the paint as well, because paint is derived from a paint pigment, which is just a powder, and then they add the medium. And the more pigments you have to it, the more the color can be kind of funky.
What about primer? I was told you need primer.
Yeah, you just find like a spray paint can of like black or gray.
So it's just paint? That's what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not like a special substance or anything?
No, you just want something for your paint to stick to, essentially. You can paint a model without primer, but if you don't clear coat it afterwards, the paint will rub off, essentially.
What about washes? How do you get those?
I mean, the Games Workshop box I showed you should have a wash in it, and I think the Army Painter box has a wash in it as well, but you can also just pick those up individually. They're made by the same companies, and then all it is it's like a really thin paint used, so like you'll put it over your miniature and it'll like settle into the recesses and create like a shade, like darker area. It has volume essentially. Yeah, so you guys don't look so flat.
Nice. Yeah, I gotta figure out. I need the purple. What's the neat purple?
So the Pro Acryl box set, it's $100. You can pick it up for like $95 on a couple like third-party stores and probably Amazon.
The Citadel?
It's Pro Acryl. Pro Acryl. Yeah.
I was just gonna get the Warhammer 40k pet. I don't want the tools.
Yeah. So that's just the way that paint set comes. The tools are helpful if you're working on like polystyrene miniatures, which is what Games Workshop's miniatures are made out of. But when you're working with War Machine, which is all metal, they're pretty useless.
I mean, they're not all metal.
Yeah, some of them have like a resin, and it's pretty bad resin in my opinion. I built a lot of them, so their mold lines are pretty shit. But if you have an X-Acto blade, that's what you want to use anyways.
Mine are all in like loose packaging things. It feels like I hear them shaking around whenever I pick up the box.
I mean, if you're buying used, then yeah, they're probably not the way they're
No,
supposed to be.
they're in their original packaging. Like it's the clear
Oh.
boxes. That you can see the entire thing. You just gotta put them together.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to do some cleaning on those too, but
Is there no bundles for War Machine or War 40K? Not seeing any bundle paints. I'm seeing tool sets and paints, but I don't want that. I just want the paints.
right.
Oh, it's Citadel. I should
I
probably just look up Citadel paints.
yeah.
Oh, do I need those grabber things? The Citadel grabber thing handles?
Not really. It helps. I have handles just because, you either hold the base of the miniature or you can have a handle that'll clip onto it and you can work with the miniature better.
Yeah, you got like fucking 10 of them.
I mean, if you're painting like one guy at a time kind of thing, I would say just get like one small and one large. You don't really need any of the extra equipment they have for it.
No, yeah, true. That's what I'd be doing.
But there are other brands that make handles as well. What's that one company? There's one that like their handles are like built off of magnetizing. So like if you put a magnet on the bottom of the base, you can just clip it to the handle using the magnets.
Noise.
War Machine models are a pain in the ass to magnetize just because they have so much underneath the base going on.
Yeah.
So you have to do a lot of cutting and clipping.
That's
to make a magnet fit.
You have to either spray it white or black. Do you prefer black or white?
So white lets you do a more vibrant color when you're painting, but with black, like if you miss something like behind the loincloth or in the crotch and armpit, something like that, it'll kind of fade away because it'll be less noticeable than a white. Like most people start with black just because it's technically easier to paint.
Gotcha. Yeah, because that confuses me. How long do you have to paint after you prime it? Or is there just no time limit?
Like for the spray, like after you spray paint it.
Well, doesn't it dry out or something so it won't stick?
Right, you want your base coat to dry. So like when you spray paint it, you want it to dry first. Then you can paint on top of it. Right, yeah, you're not mixing those two.
There's no time limit then. Well, I'm thinking like because if you put black and then you put purple over black, wouldn't it just like disappear? Be harder to see. There's glow in the dark paints.
Oh, I don't know about glow in the dark.
But yeah, I was thinking about trying one of their Reaper sets just to practice painting first.
I mean, again, I just bought the one set. I have plans to go over there today, so I can like throw some agitators in them to see how well they work afterwards. But
this a nude chick for a painting? Straight up?
There's plenty of those out there.
Apparently, for practice, I guess.
I mean, if you want to learn skin tones, a nude person's the way to go, but you'll never find a naked dude.
Fantasy Flash? I don't know. Shit's confusing. Yeah.
I sent you links to the best sets, man.
I know, you sent me a weird palette thing that you want me to get good at, which I don't know. What?
Yeah, so it's a wet palette. So, when you paint, you don't want to pull straight from the bottle, and most of them are dropper bottles anyways. So you put it on a palette, like you go to any even craft store, like they have palettes with little pods in them you can put your paints in.
Mm-hmm.
So the wet palette is just a big flat one, and it comes with everything you need in that kit I sent, but you would put like a sponge in your case, you put like a little piece of paper, I don't remember what it's made out of, and on top of that you fill it with water, but you keep the water off the paper, and then it'll keep your paints wet much longer than if you're using just a regular dry palette.
Oh. So it just
and then like
hydrating the paper.
Yeah, it keeps the hydration going.
Where do you get the paper from?
I mean, they sell that too, but it comes with like 50 sheets. And then if you go to just like your local store, like Walmart or whatever you use,
get them there.
Yeah, it's like a parchment paper. You can get it in like the cooking section with the tin foil and stuff like that. And then you can just cut it to size. Yeah. So you can buy the sheets pre-made from them, for however much you charge for it, or you can just go to Walmart and buy a fucking roll of it for like $4.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty neat. I'm looking at
Yeah.
all of them.
I mean, I use GW paints the most, and then Army Painter second, just because like they're the two easiest, most available brands.
Oh yeah, because they're
And-
sold at every store, I'm assuming.
Yeah, pretty much. Like everyone's got their colors. Games Workshop's whites kind of suck. They get real clumpy real quick. And like I have like 3 agitators in one of my GW whites, and it's still just a fucking pain.
Mm-hmm.
Army Painters whites aren't bad, but they're thick. Or like they're white. Yeah, they're the whites. And then Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl sets. They're just a really good fucking paint set. Like they're super thin. They're great coverage. I just recently got them, so like, I've only used a couple of them, but they're working pretty well. And they do have purples. Everyone has purples, but when it comes to what you get in their sets,
Did you not mix the different paints? Like, can't you get the better white from one set and mix it with the other?
yeah, you can mix them.
Like, can't-
I always have like I keep Army Painters white and black like on my palettes all the time, just because I'm always mixing.
oh,
like, Yeah, I mean, I'm usually it's just because I'm making my own grays and I don't want to pull another pot out and
open
use
it
a
up.
gray that's already made. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to learn how to do mixing. That's gonna be a pain.
it's not really hard. Just put like a little on your brush of one, and then just put a little of the other on here, and then just mix them up in a separate pile.
I know, I'm gonna have to learn colors. And I haven't taken a single art class in my entire life. So,
Well, luckily there's plenty of videos on the internet.
are there? They still relevant? Do they still hold up to date?
Color theory's never changed.
I don't know, man. Maybe they discovered a new color. All right. Yep. I bought your water palette thing just now. I'm gonna try the Reaper thing just so I have 3 models to practice painting on
Okay.
before I get. I'll probably buy my Citadel stuff when I'm up there with you. Once we go to Canada,
Okay.
buy those and then bring them on down. You best.
Scale 75s are a good paint brand too, but there's also better as well. But the same thing, they're good for mixing, and the whole range is matte, which is like there's no satin, no gloss, it's just matte. So it creates a flatter look.
Oh, I'm gonna need paintbrushes too. Where do I get those?
I mostly use Walmart brushes. I have a couple sets I got off of Temu.
You don't use like high brand paintbrushes?
No, I'm mean to my brushes, and by the fact that you're a rookie, you're gonna be as well. So
Probably. Are you mean to your brushes? You just shove them on in?
it's just like I just get the job done with them. I'm not very like picky on this or that. Like, like everyone will have like, if you watch like some of like the YouTube miniature painters, they'll be
Yeah.
like, I'm using this brush from this set. And it's like, oh, this is a miniature dry brush or whatever. And their brushes have purposes. My brushes just, I use them when I'm doing something, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Like I have dry brushes, which are makeup brushes that I use for dry brushing, but
Wait,
I
what the hell is
really-
dry brushing?
it's a different technique.
I saw a bunch of people talk about that. I was like, I don't know what that means.
I mean, I'll have to find a video for you because you'll explain it better. But all you're doing is like you get the paint on your brush, and then you dab it on your paper towel until there's barely anything left in it. And then when you brush over your miniature with it, it'll just pick up on like the higher edges. So like, it creates a highlight without having to like go through and manually highlight everything yourself.
That sounds complicated. And then you need a clear coat thing.
Yeah, I think the best one is through Army Painter. They have like they have matte and satin spray cans you can use.
Oh, you spray it
Also-
on. You don't just dab it on.
Yeah, so I mean, I use the spray on. They have brush on as well, because a lot of people will like, rattle cans are very temperamental. So like you can fuck up your miniature using rattle cans. So like, and I've had it happen to me myself. Like it can frost, which will create like a whitish gray pigment over your entire miniature and technically ruin your paint job.
Yeah.
And it's really just down to temperature, humidity, and how much you shake in the can and how old the can is as well. I
keep it.
I keep a miniature on the side, and his whole purpose is simply to test my clear coats before I actually use them on my paint jobs.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, he's just sprayed black, so like if frost, I'll see it.
Nice. Yeah, I gotta make myself one of those little cardboard boxes you did for your spray painting.
Yeah, I mean it's better just to go outside for most things, but
yeah, I don't want the HOA guy to get all pissy if he sees me spray painting outside for some reason. I mean, if I build myself a box, I mean, I don't think it'll go on to any of the property. But
I would say just have an open window and a fan.
Yeah.
So it can suck out the window, and then you're gonna have residue settle on your surfaces. So just like clean up after yourself.
Just wait until nighttime and go outside. Probably be best.
I mean, yeah, that works. Or like if you have a window with no screen, just kind of lean out the window and don't drop anything.
Nope, I don't have that at all. And I'm on the second floor. No, my HOA guy's just always in his fucking chair out there, standing through my fucking hallway area.
You could always just talk to him.
I do occasionally. He's always pissed off at my landlord.
We got like, hey, I'm getting into miniature painting and I have to do some spray painting for it. Is there anywhere I could like set up a box to do that without affecting the property?
Nah, I'll just wait until nighttime.
Or that.
I mean, it has to dry and all that, so do it at night. Wake up and finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because he's trying to figure out for quote-unquote safety reasons. When you install an air conditioner, you have to make sure it's, settled with the city and everything.
Yeah.
And they haven't taken the paper down to finish it yet, so he keeps asking about it. He's like, it could be a hazard. I'm like, it hasn't lit on fire yet. I think it's fine.
Yeah, just, make sure you shake your rattle cans. You're going to want to shake all your paints, regardless of what type of paint they are. You always want to shake them because it'll keep the pigment rotated in the medium.
Yeah.
Whether you're using Reaper, Army Painter, Games Workshop, doesn't matter which, you're going to shake your paints.
Yeah, something good.
Somebody created a paint shaking machine for you.
Like a little one?
Yeah, it's like $130.
That's not too bad if you're a painter.
I guess, but I haven't bought one yet, so.
I know, but you're not painting every day. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah, I mean, I still paint a lot.
Well, yeah. Gotta do it for a living at some point. Gotta make those Warhammer videos. Show people how it's done.
I don't know. I need like something to record it with, really.
Just get a old camera I don't use. Cheap one.
Like I have like a face cam or whatever for the computer.
Yeah.
But I just don't know how that would. I can play around with it, like set up on my desk, but
just have it painting down.
Studio.
That's true. You don't have anything to record at the studio.
I could like record it on my iPod or something.
The quality is trash.
I mean,
you can get a cheap laptop, probably on like Facebook Marketplace or something.
Laptops fucking suck.
I know, but you only need it for recording, and it can be mobile.
True, but then it comes down to memory because those things barely have any.
Oh, you could just transfer the memory over.
Yeah, I don't know. Something.
Or just get another couple terabytes of hardware and just keep it in.
I like having terabytes available.
Yeah, so do I. All right, that's the end of this week.
Bye.
Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.